Cabinet has cleared the aviation, civil aviation policy, and some of the names that we told you have started to spike again. So let's just look at Jet Airways. I think it's at the day's high. Interglobe Aviation, I checked, was at the day's high, up 2.7%. SpiceJet is up 3.7%, 66.5 for SpiceJet. Aviation policy has been cleared. Definitely would come in as a breather, but we still don't have the details as to what has come in, what has been cleared. As per the proposed thing, it was broadly a matter of time that this would happen. Interglobe Aviation is up 2.8 odd percent as we can speak. SpiceJet is up about 3, and Jet Airways is closer to 570 odd levels. Let's talk about the banking space and what essentially is happening there. All the PSU banks were buzzing yesterday. Siddharth Purohit, Senior Equity Research Analyst Banking at Angel Broking, is now joining us. Siddharth, what do you make of the recent changes that RBI has proposed? Considering that if the promoter is the same, you can divide the loans into two parts. Will that come as a near-term relief?
Yeah, certainly it's a good move for both the corporate as well as for banks. From the bank's perspective, if you see, then the entire portfolio is not to be recognized as NPA. So possibly what RBI is saying that for the total loan, you have to bifurcate the total loan into two segments, one part A and part B, wherein one part should be your viable loans, which would be the corporate would be in a position to pay. And the other part would be the loans which the corporate is not in a position to service the debt. So basically what RBI is saying is that, if there is a chance for revival for a corporate, then possibly they should be given a, fresh lifeline so that, the corporate can revive. And they can come to a position to service their debt. So certainly from bank's perspective, if you see, the provisioning requirement will come down, whatever we were thinking earlier. So possibly the absolute provisions may not be going up that high. And from the corporate side, if you see, then possibly they get a lifeline in terms of that, the blockage in terms of funding is not there. So now banks will be in a position to recognize those as standard asset at a later stage after certain milestone. So maybe they will be in a position to get fresh loans going ahead also. So I think it's a win-win situation for both corporates and banks in the near term. But there are very few and selective corporates which can really take benefit out of this, because the promoter will also have to contribute in terms of capital for this restructuring. So definitely a positive move, but I think there are very few corporates, and time will tell that how many corporates really come forward to give personal guarantee and take the benefit out of this.
Right. How would you look at the AQR process? After the 2 quarters of AQR process that happened, probably the expectation on the street was that a big capital may come in. But with this policy coming in, maybe the capital infusion will be as per planned and not more than that. And that's why they are giving some more headroom to these banks that in the near term, they can try and restructure these loans.
See, if you talk about capital front for PSU banks, as we know that earlier government had announced 70,000 crores of capital infusion over a period of 4 years. Already 25,000 crore we saw in FY16. Another 25,000 crore we are going to see in this financial year FY17. But looking at the stress level in the system, I believe that the government might increase the absolute amount of capital infusion, and that is very much required looking at the tier 1 ratios of most of the banks. But one good part is that if your absolute increase in gross NPA doesn't go up substantially, if a part of this restructuring is only recognized as NPA, then certainly the provisioning requirement will be lower than what we used to think earlier. So the capital consumption also becomes lower, and that adds to your basically bottom line to some extent. So maybe there would be some lower requirement, but this really doesn't help all the problems. And in the total, I believe that whatever capital requirement is there, the planning was there for the government, they will certainly need to be, there is a need for hiking that.
Right. As far as the overall capital commitment is concerned, if the capital doesn't come in or it's not higher than what is anticipated as of now, will it lead to very, very low growth, or already low growth is priced in even if a big capital comes in?
See, most of the PSU banks are kind of, projecting subdued growth only, say maybe 10-12% kind of thing, and that is the industry growth rate only. Like if you see about private sector banks, most are growing about 20%. But PSU banks, I think, say a growth of 10-11% or 12% is fair enough for the timing, because now the issue here is not only about growth, it is more about qualitative growth. When the industry is reeling at a lot of stress asset, and you talk about aggressive growth, I don't think that it is really justified. Now what banks need to focus on is that recovery and upgradation rather than only the expanding the loan book. So I think FY17 now we should more focus on qualitative aspect rather than loan growth and deposit growth. So I believe that growth will be a concern. If capital is not provided, but more than growth, I believe that banks need capital to clean up the balance sheet. Like RBI has given a deadline, or they have kept a deadline of cleaning up the stress asset by FY17. So whatever stress still is left in the industry, if that is to be cleaned up, then provisioning has to go up, and for that banks also need more capital, because already they are seeing that there has been.
I think we have an issue with that link. We'll just get across back. Let's just look at some of the aviation names again. So if we look at a Jet Airways, I think it's going up. It's up about 2.9% right now, 575 odd level. So Jet Airways is at the day's high. Yeah, it's at the day's high. Jet Airways is at the day's high. Let's pull up Interglobe Aviation as well. I think that will be another name which will be in and around the day's highest point. Interglobe is 1029, about 4% higher. SpiceJet is up 5%, so that's also at the day's high. All of these companies are doing decently well. Something like a Taneja Aerospace and Aviation, which is a maintenance company, is also up about 5%. I'm being told we have the banking analyst Siddharth back with us. Siddharth, you could just continue the point, what you were making. More than the capital, what essentially would be in focus?
See, capital is definitely the focus area right now, but what I'm saying is that possibly rather than growth, what banks need is capital is required even for maintaining your kind of current capital adequacy, or maybe to meet the Basel III norms, because banks are not in a position to report profit because of higher provisions, and if they have to clean up their balance sheet, they will have to increase their provisioning coverage ratio going ahead. So effectively there is no addition to reserves. So where is the capital to grow henceforth? So now banks will have to raise capital from government to clean up the balance sheet. That is what my idea is. So possibly what I'm saying is that whatever amount government had announced earlier, let's say 25,000 crore for FY17, that amount has to go up if the balance sheet has to be cleaned by FY17. So capital requirement will go up, and that will kind of keep the return ratios of most of the PSU banks under check, maybe in single digit. So here the concern is not only the loan growth and deposit growth, but here the concern is how fast the PSU banks are able to clean up their balance sheet and look forward for growth in FY18. So capital is a constraint, but I think government is saying that they will look for a lot of more options. And they might increase the absolute amount of capital infusion for PSU set of banks. So now things are somehow, in fact, if you remember, Pankaj, we had been very negative on PSU set of banks for last couple of quarters, and our stand was that they might underperform for some more time. So there has been a bit of rally in the last 1 month, if you see. But the core issue of NPA is still there with the PSU banks and for the entire sector. So if you talk about earnings growth, we may not see substantial improvement in FY17. But now that government is taking a lot of steps in terms of, let's say, recognition of NPA, or maybe capital infusion, or maybe the latest one like restructuring. So I think that now government intends to support the cleaning up process and for growth. So maybe the worst is somewhat coming to close for PSU banks. So we might see another couple of more quarters trouble time for PSU banks, but things should fall in place going ahead.
Right, Siddharth, thank you so much for taking out time for us. Hope to see you again quite soon. 26 points higher for the Nifty.